Now, I want to show you this over here, is this thing that came with some of the games. Many of the games were actually in this cart case. Now, these are pretty cool because they're not actually for Atari or ColecoVision or anything. They're actually for 8-tracks and cassette tapes, depending on which way you put your thing in. Like, you can put a cassette tape in there, or you can put an 8-track tape. So on the back, they're pretty cool because they're called Music Mates. And you can actually take these apart like a puzzle piece, like this will come out, this will come out. You can rearrange them using these things on the top here to make a tower however big and however sized you really want it to be. So that's really cool and really handy for me because I need more shelves. And they're really dusty, so I'm going to be cleaning this before I put the games back in. And it's got that nice wood paneling, really cool. But yeah, that's awesome. So here is a Tetris plug-and-play game. And it's kind of cool because it's got that Tetris design that everyone's familiar with by now. And it's a plug-and-play, so similar to many other plug-and-plays, it only has mono sound. And it takes batteries. I don't think this one takes a... Well, maybe it does. Maybe it does take an AC adapter, but it's a weird one. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a headphone slot. And then you've got this dial here, which is how you control the Tetris and the tetrominos when they drop. So, this is actually by Radica, which made some a lot of plug-and-plays back in the day. So now let's move on to a couple N64, Nintendo 64 things. And one of them is this. It looks like a normal Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack, but there's no Nintendo logo on it. Now, the weird thing is, it says no Rumble, which I didn't notice when I bought it. But it was only $1, so that means it's like 50 cents, so not really a big deal. So I figured I'd check it out. Now, the reason that I wanted to check this out was because it has a memory. So it has like memory card and Rumble. So you can switch between the two. It's kind of interesting. And then I don't know what this is. It looks like a Switch that was going to be there, but it wasn't really there. I don't know. It's by Doc's brand. And you know what I noticed when I put this in the controller? It got stuck. So it kind of like was really hard to get out. So I probably won't be using it again in the future because when I put it in, it said the memory card was corrupt. So this is pretty much useless. But it doesn't have Rumble, it doesn't have memory. So I picked up a Bug's Life. Now the reason that I was kind of interested in this more than I normally would be was because I've actually kind of wanted to play this game and I was thinking about buying it. So to get it for $1, that's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of turned out to be a worse game than I thought it would be when I was playing it. Because I did play this one a little bit since I bought it. But a couple things that I noticed was the soundtrack's actually pretty good. It doesn't sound like the movie's soundtrack, it's not orchestrated, but it kind of sounds like a mix between David Wise and some of the Crystal Chronicles Final Fantasy soundtrack. So it's kind of an interesting soundtrack there. The frame rate's horrendous, the gameplay is okay, but other than that, this game isn't that great, but it might be worth checking out sometime. Now we have a few games for Nintendo Wii. You know I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I've got a pretty big Wii library. So we've got some simple games for Wii. Wii Ski and Snowboard, which supports the Wii Balance Board, which I do have. There's that kid having fun playing his Wii. We've also got Canada Hunt. All you Canadians out there, get ready for hunting season because this includes bonus elk and turkey hunts. Which I don't really understand. I mean, I haven't played the game, but it shows elk, it shows turkey. So, what's bonus elk? I don't know. It's compatible with the Zapper, which I do have. And that is complete in box. Might be a little bit damaged. These were in a pile for really cheap. I think this might have been $1. These were all bundled together because they were damaged. Now, this guy had a disc resurfacer at one point, and these were games that he never got to resurface. Here's a game that I already had, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, which is actually a pretty fun game for when it came out. And I actually already had this game. I actually had 2 copies of it at one point, but I think I might have sold one of them. And for some reason there's an ad that doesn't belong. This is a Sega game ad. This is Nights into Dreams. Well, it's the sequel for Wii, which I believe came out after Guitar Hero, and it's not even by the same company. This is by Activision. So, I don't know what it's doing in there. It's weird. Here's a game that looks kind of cool, but I heard it got bad reviews at one point, even by Nintendo Power. It's based on a true story, Brothers in Arms Double Time. Now, I thought this was a game called Double Time, and on the back it makes it seem like it's a game called Double Time, or Brothers in Arms Double Time. But it's actually, I think what they're referring to in the title is that it comes with 2 games. So it has Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood, and Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. So they're 2 separate games, I guess. I don't really know much about that series, but I did enjoy Call of Duty 3 on the Wii. That was one of the first games I got for Wii, was Call of Duty 3. And I really like the single player in that, so maybe I'll enjoy this. I don't know, it might be a little too dated now, but might be worth checking out. And this is the reason that I picked up this pile of Wii games, was because I had a Ninja Turtles game. And as you'll soon see, I have another Ninja Turtles item on this table. But this is based on the movie, the CGI movie, which I guess is the 4th movie. I don't know if it actually fits into the canon or anything, but it's still pretty cool. And I really like that because this is the art on the cover, but on the back, it's like a comic book. It has different panels. That's a really cool idea to put for the back of the game box. It's a single-player game, so I'm assuming this is more like a story-oriented game, but it's not like Turtles in Time or anything. Like, a lot of the games are brawlers, like multiplayer brawlers, but this one isn't, I guess. Now, I've got a couple other things to show. One of them is this little thing that I don't know much about. It's called VTech Typing Challenge, and I bought it on accident. I didn't know what it was, and I think it might have been thrown in with one of the piles of Intellivision or Atari games. And I looked it up online, and the only thing I could find was that the VTech is an educational sort of computer for kids. It's not like a PC, it's not like a Mac, it's like its own little thing. And it comes with a monitor and keyboard and mouse, and it's called VTech, and you put this in and you can do like a typing edutainment game. I don't really know, but it's there. Okay, there's a couple things that I want to show you that are not video games, and one of them was in their DVD movie pile. There's a couple things in there that kind of struck my interest. But one of them was an anime series that I used to watch when I was a kid, and that was called Escaflowne. I recently bought 2 issues of the graphic novel at Goodwill, so I kind of had this in my mind recently. And this is the complete collection, all 20-something episodes on 8 DVD discs. It's a really cool fantasy anime. It features things that both guys and girls would enjoy. And it features giant robots in a fantasy setting, which is really cool. It kind of feels like a Final Fantasy from what I remember, and that's why I really liked it when I was younger. It kind of resembles the Berserk DVD set that I have, because I have the complete Berserk, and it sort of has a similar thing. And I just noticed that this is kind of broken right here, but I'll try to keep good care of it, because this is a very unique case. I don't have any cases that are thick like that hold that many discs, so I'll just kind of keep it in the best condition as I can. Now, this is the last really cool thing that I found at this shop, and it was actually in a completely different area than I was looking at. It was over near like little kids' toys and like some random like kitchen supplies and some other houseware stuff. It was just like sitting there like underneath all this stuff, and so that is actually this. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector's case. So here it is, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector's case. It holds 12 figures. Now if you're wondering what those figures are, those are the 1980s, late 1980s, action figures of the Ninja Turtles series. These are some of the most memorable toys that I had when I was a kid, so while this box is in very poor condition, and it may not look like anything really cool to you guys, it's really cool to me. I mean, like, looking at this, seeing the artwork, I mean, there's no actual pictures of the figures, but it does have that classic Ninja Turtles logo. It's got, you know, the art that I remember. It's got this art going all over the box, and it has this kind of clear plastic material protecting like a cardboard, so it kind of feels like a binder, like a school binder case, that kind of material. It's got a lock, a metal lock. Huh, very safe for kids, right? It's kind of sharp, actually. It's got this metal lock which you can latch, but it's been so, like, worn in. And there's, like, spider webs in there. Like, right there. And it's just plain inside, which is kind of disappointing, but the outside is what I'm more interested in. And I'll try to fix it as much as I can because it's got cool artwork on there. I'll try to show it to you. So there's a Shredder right there. And on the opposite side you've got Master Splinter. Really cool artwork. And then you've got on the bottom a different one. Ninja Turtles. You've got for ages 5 and over, 1988, Mirage Studios, Terra Toy Corporation, New York, printed in the USA. And there's the front once again, and this is the part that I like the most. This is what made me want to buy it. But here's the back, and I really like the artwork on here because it says, you know, collector's case once again. Geronimo dudes in a comic book art style, and it's got Michelangelo there on his parachute shooting things. I don't really know what he's doing. And then Raphael's there with a sort of like a jousting looking machine because it's got it's kind of like a skateboard, and then it's got like a light for something, and then it's got like a sewer manhole cover thing. And it's really cool. It's very late 80s, early 90s art style. Ninja Turtles. It's pretty awesome. And it's a collector's case, so I mean, it's not in that great condition, but I think it's pretty cool just to have. I mean, I didn't want to just leave it lying around. And the guy that owned the shop said it was his brother's, so he called his brother, but his brother didn't answer, so he just ended up selling it to me. So that was pretty cool. He actually recognized it as something that he knew. So it's going to a good home. It's going to someone like me that will appreciate it, and I'll clean it up too a little bit. Now, here's a little bonus. There was some other stuff that I bought on accident, and I don't know what they are, or I don't know what one of them is. Kind of like the VTech thing. I bought it on accident. Now, this is interesting. If anyone knows what this is, because I cannot figure out what it is, let me know. Not this. This is just a generic power cable. But this thing is heavy. Heavy. I mean, it looks like, you know, like an Xbox or Wii power cord, but it's actually a lot heavier than it looks. It's got this cable which goes out like that. I've never seen that adapter before, and it's got some dirt in it and fuzz, but whatever. And then the end is just like a tri-power cord, and I don't know what it is. Is it for a projector? Is it for a game system? Is it for... it just says power supply. I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed. Made in Taiwan. Indoor use only. But then the logo is like that. My stepdad said it might have been a Commodore, but I think this is a little too heavy for a Commodore. And it also looks newer than something from the 70s or 80s, so I don't know. I don't know what this is. I thought it was Xbox from the side, but then I picked it up and I was like, dang, that is heavy. That is not an Xbox. It is really heavy. Like, here, I'll show you. Okay, brace yourselves, guys. Just a little bit off the ground. It's just heavy. It's really heavy, guys. And I don't know what it is, so if anyone knows what that is or recognizes it, let me know. Alright, everybody, that was it for my pickups today on Happy Beard Games. Let me know your thoughts and opinions and any comments that you have in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. Alright, guys, thanks again for watching. Bye!